Good afternoon. It is April 3rd, 2004. I can't believe it's April 4th already. It's your buddy Eddie Buffalo with an exciting episode of Insurance Questions Podcast. Podcast number 53. Whoa. And I'm joined today with my buddy Sassy Sarah and the one, the only, the infamous Donnie Lowe, everybody. Let's hear it for Donnie Lowe. Where'd your granddaughter go? I was having a better conversation than any of the conversations I've ever had with you.
I know. That's the way she is. She stepped out.
So, how was everybody's holiday?
It was good.
Very nice. Very nice. Very interesting. Last night I was able to go to the Buffalo Sabres versus Washington Capitals hockey game.
Oh, good game.
And yeah, it was. The Sabres did well. Scored. It was 6-2, so that was great. So in honor of Dingus Day, which was actually on Monday, April 1st.
I don't know what Dingus Day is, Don.
Oh, whatever. You would not stop talking about it.
I know.
I was really bummed out that I missed Dingus Day. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I interrupted
No,
you.
so they were handing out koozies with the Sabre logo and like Pussy Willow.
Pussy Willows are a totally different thing.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna get banned on YouTube.
Oh my God.
Nice one, LaFaso.
Excuse me. So that was pretty cool, and it was also Jeff Skinner's 1000th NHL game.
You know,
so they did
what I thought was amazing that he's never been in a playoff game ever.
I know. He's like one of the very few that's played that many games. Poor guy.
You should just trade the poor guy just so he can go on a playoff.
I know. No, I don't want to lose him. Actually, I like him.
So
it was really cool. So they also were giving out his trademark is wearing a red hat wherever he goes. It seems like. So they gave all the fans a red, knit cap, beanie cap, I guess they call it.
That's super cool.
Yeah, and it had his signature on it, autograph on it.
So I'm going to be getting my koozie sent to Texas. I'm guessing.
Yes, it's already in the mail.
Yeah, okay. I believe they're going to say it. Sarah, what are you doing?
Nothing.
How was your Easter?
It was good. So we have 12, 13, and 14-year-old boys between me and my brother. And they actually did the Easter egg hunt. I was thinking they were a little bit too old or would feel that way. So it was a nice surprise.
That's great.
That is awesome. Okay, I got to get some housekeeping done first, because I've been saying it for week upon week, and that you're going to be able to get a hold of Sassy Sarah on my website. Well, guess what? It's happening right now.
Awesome.
Lacquer. Finally.
So if you go to our website, ebiagency.com, and you go to our new partners page, you can hit McCutcheon Advisory. Who's this?
It's me.
Sassy Sarah.
Amazing.
And we did make the announcement about Cigna, but we'd also like to let you know that Mike Casey, that we are going to be doing podcasts about annuities on every Thursday until we get sick of each other. And this is his annuity website. And we also have the insurance side of his is Quility, where you can meet an agent or you can just apply now and you can get it all through EBI Agency. And the other two, I don't want to hit everybody with everything, but we.
So can I go over my house?
What's going on? Who is that?
They can hear you, but they can't see.
Let her come on the camera, Don.
Come on the camera?
Yes. And tell us who it is.
This is my granddaughter.
She keeps on going invisible.
There she is.
What's your name, kid?
So
I'm hiding.
You're hiding?
You're hiding. Okay. Well, even better. So, see, she's hiding because she doesn't want to know about Allstate health insurance.
Oh, that was a nice transition.
And our newest partner that I announced on Monday, and I will say I will never do a show by myself because Sarah said how boring I was, is Cigna Health. And this is going to be an ongoing thing where we're going to be announcing new partners every week I had a couple more that I was going to add today, but I just didn't have time to do it. So today we talked about it. Normally Donnie asks the question, but I'm going to pose a question to the three of you there because I want your granddaughter to answer too. And it's a very timely question, especially with all the immigrants coming into the country, especially down here in Texas, which people are really surprised that we have just as many Ukrainians move into this country as we do Mexicans. And it's not talked about because when they come, they're coming here for a reason because they actually had the wealth or the monies available to them to come to the United States. So my question is, if I'm a resident alien, number one, can I buy financial products like insurance or annuities? And number two, what are my tax implications? Do I have to pay taxes, Sassy Sarah?
Well, I will let Donnie speak on it first because he asked about that.
Hey, what you got, Don? Because
So the general answer is it depends. And I say that because every situation is unique. In general terms, some of the information that we are required to ask when an applicant comes to us for whether it's an annuity or life insurance or long-term care insurance, et cetera, is we have to get some valid identification from them. And one of the questions is if you're not a citizen of the United States, are you here on a working visa or do you have a green card? So we have to get that information. So hopefully that answers part of the question.
kind of like for life insurance, most of the carriers out there, if you are a resident alien, you need your social security number, which comes with your visa or your green card. And it's very important. I don't mean to be funny, but this was a situation I had. I said to a woman that wanted to get, I go, I need your visa. She goes, I don't give that over the phone. I go, but I need it for you to, get your, she goes, I do not give my credit card information up. I'm like, honey, no, I don't want your visa numbers. I want your visa information that allows you into the country, which we think of it as a very simple thing, but if there is a little bit trouble with the communication, and you can only get, if you're a resident alien, you can only get usually $1 million of either term or whole life, depending on the carrier. There are special exceptions. I was able to get more for one of my clients. I think I ended up getting $3 million a term for them, but it was just, in the insurance business and the financial world, there's an exception for everything, it seems. Now, if you want to buy an annuity, you need your visa, but you also need one other thing. Anybody? Raise hands. No.
Driver's license? Valid
Yes,
ID?
you need to have a driver's license in the state that you reside in, which I thought was
Okay.
kind of interesting.
So a passport does not work?
No.
It has to be an driver's license. Okay,
Mhm.
cool. I did not know that.
Now, if I'm a resident alien, what are my tax implications on things like this?
Well, so I'm going to go one step further. You don't even have to be a resident. If you make any income in the US, you have to file a tax return. If you do not have a social security number, you have to file for what's called an I-10. It's basically, you don't have a social security number, but it's
I don't mean to be a wise guy, but how is that spelled?
ITIN.
ITIN.
Mm-hmm.
Honest to God, I thought you said I-tip. I'm like, what the heck's an I-tip?
No, ITIN.
Q-tip.
So
I gotta use my Q-tips to get my taxes paid.
I got a tip for you.
So we even have some people in other countries who are building businesses or investing. They're also using that as a way to get the permanent residency here. That's when they would get the I-10 so they can file until they become a citizen. So yes, if you make any kind of US income, you have to file. Now there's also a flip side to that. Let's say it's a US citizen and you invest in company or stock that's international or purchase a business internationally, you have to tell the IRS if you have foreign bank accounts, any money internationally that's coming over, whether or not they tax it, it depends on the situation. Usually it's just you have to report it. And trickier thing, you buy a rental house in New York, you have to also file a New York tax return, even though you're in Texas.
Even
Mhm.
though that's not your primary residence.
Yes, any place you make income, you have to file a return. So it goes state level all the way up to international.
Now, I have another question for you, because we're little by little, we're getting more into Bitcoin and talking about that and having conversations about it. And you said they have to say that they have Bitcoin, correct?
Yes, we always ask. If you want very good specifics on Bitcoin, I need to have one of my employees come on. My brain does not work for Bitcoin. I don't even like delving into it, but I do have a specialist who handles that.
So my question is to you, do you see a trend in immigrants using Bitcoin more than the traditional products?
It's not even with immigrants that I see the trend. It's more just people who like to invest in things. And it's kind of like with anything. You have some people who are willing to risk a lot and some who are willing not to risk anything. And I notice the people who just have that knack of they don't care what it is, they're going to invest in it. And those are the main ones I see going to Bitcoin. There's not as many as you would think.
Well, and I'm only bringing this up because I talk to people all the time. And like I said, it seems like the immigrants from the Ukraine, and it just seems, I'm sure it's not dumb luck that the people I know are from the Ukraine that are getting into Bitcoin and they're doing the short sell. And we've had a couple experts on saying that it's not made for that. It's made for a long-term investment. And I get that. And we even had a conversation the other day about the Bitcoin mining machines. Talk a little bit about that, Sarah, without even going into specifics of how much those were costing and how they bottomed out. And that was a big
yeah.
people.
So actually, I don't care about going into specifics on this because I really dislike the guy. It was an old employer before I
Hang on a second. The thoughts and words coming from Sarah do not reflect Eddie Buffalo or Donnie LaFaso or the EBI agency or Insurance Questions podcast. Okay, go
Thank you
ahead.
for the disclaimer.
Okay. And everything that I say is not, it is just generic tax information for educational purposes. Speak with your tax advisor. I need to start saying that every single time.
That's true.
So interesting thing. And I won't give specifics on where he's at. He ended up closing down because he didn't.
I know some people that do Bitcoin mining, and as soon as you said that, I was like, click, 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 click.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why they're having trouble with money.
So there was a great time to get into it. And that was at the very beginning. After that, it's kind of, you're too late to it. It would be horrible. But I worked as the controller there. He finally got shut down. He didn't listen to any accounting advice that I was trying to give him to fix the issue. And the sad part is, if he had listened to me over 3 years ago, he wouldn't have closed down, but we're not going there. Anyways, one of his thing was he wanted to buy Bitcoin machines when the price was like 50, 60,000 for each share.
Did you know they cost that much, Donnie? I didn't.
No. That was just the share.
Wow.
The machines cost about 10,000 a piece.
Ooh.
And I had mentioned, hey, I've been hearing Bitcoin is going to crash. I would not buy a machine. Plus, it's at the end of its life. For my understanding, you're not going to be able to keep mining indefinitely. Like there's only a set amount you can mine.
Yes,
And
it's
you're
a
getting
finite
into
number.
it. Yes, and you're getting towards the end of it. I wouldn't risk it. It's not a good business advice. And the company was having some financial issues where you could tell something was going to happen. And he asked if basically the company could fund it. Well, no, I would technically we have the money, but I would advise it against it. So he bought two. He paid the monthly rentals because you also have to pay a company to manage it on a monthly basis.
Hmm.
And then he bought a third one. And probably about 2 months after he bought the third one, it went from about 65 a share, or 65,000 a share, down to 24,000 a share.
And that's not even talking about the electricity used to run these things.
Right.
And
Well, that's why
whatever-
you pay the monthly fee, is somebody's paying for the electricity and they're overseeing, making sure there's nothing wrong with the machines, like nothing breaks. But to me, it's like, I think all in all, he spent between, because I can't remember, I think it was like between $200-300 to $500 a month to manage those machines, because he had so many.
Wow.
Or he just had three, but he had more than one. So I would say he probably spent a good $35,000, and then it went belly up.
Well, if you follow the newspaper, it's funny at different parts of the country. I know they were talking about doing a Bitcoining farm at the old Bethlehem Steel site. Are they still talking about that, Don?
I haven't heard anything about that at all.
I know the big bits on that was that they were getting all kinds of tax breaks. And they're actually Bitcoin farms here in Texas that have been in the paper and on CNN and everything, that they're done because they can't afford the power to run these things. I mean, if you've ever been into anybody's house, even if they have a small Bitcoining setup, it is loud and it is a huge drain on electricity.
Yes.
So
I've never seen any of that, so I have
it's
no
loud,
clue.
yeah.
So
So
the,
what's really crazy to me is that, well, we kind of went off subject, but this is all very interesting stuff that it's made to keep in long term and to ride out the ups and downs. It's just like a regular investment. But the
Mhm.
short term things, they're coming in, putting in X amount of dollars. As soon as they make money, pull it right out. And I'm always hearing about all the money that they're making on these short sales on Bitcoins, but never heard about when they're losing money.
oh, it's more common
Exactly.
you're going to lose money. So for me, I know a few people who got into just cryptocurrency in the beginning. Someone lost the hard drive, lost all the money he invested, because at that point in time you couldn't get into it. I've heard of other people forgetting the password where you can't reset it, so
Or
they lost
losing their
that.
digital wallet.
And so it's one of those. It's an interesting thing. I don't understand it. That's not how my brain works. That's why I didn't go into computer stuff. I'm a numbers person, and it's
So
not
next
reliable.
month, you'll be able to buy some Sassy Sarah Bitcoin at sassysarahbitcoin.com.
Don't you dare! Don't you start that.
Okay.
Don't need to get that.
Donnie
going.
Lodo. Bitcoin is
I mean,
Donnie
hey,
Lodo.
hey,
Not Eddie Buffalo Bitcoin. No, never.
So how about
never.
this, Eddie? You figure out how to do it so I can become a millionaire while you sell the Bitcoin. Great. I don't want to be in trouble, and I don't want to have to pay taxes. So you got to figure that out.
There you go.
Or you can just buy a basketball team, lose all the money on that, and you'll have a tax write-off.
No, I don't want to
I know a
lose
dummy that
money.
did that.
I want to keep it, because the problem is I make money, but then something pops up that takes the money right back out of my account. I want to keep the money. So yeah.
There you go. So I guess if you want to get back to the annuities and the tax implications real quick, which was our topic.
Boy, we went in a big circle, didn't we?
Wow. So some of the tax implications, and obviously, Sarah, you can probably answer this much better than Ed or I, but I know that again, it's a depends situation. You know, annuity is a great vehicle for tax deferment. It's where you pay taxes in the future, but there are some cases where you do not have to pay tax. So for example, if you have a Roth IRA and you decide to roll some of that into an annuity, I believe that you do not have to pay taxes after a certain amount. And however, if it's a qualified account, meaning maybe you're utilizing an existing IRA or 401k and rolling money into an annuity, the taxes are deferred, but you will have to pay taxes once the money or once the annuity starts paying out. So
And
So-
because of where I am, we get a lot of resident aliens. So I just have to how many of these do I hand out? One,
Oh,
two,
whatever.
how many per person?
Stop with,
Q-tips?
go put the cotton swabs up,
And
weirdo.
you gotta jam them right in there to your brain, right? That's how you're supposed to use Q-tips.
Is that what's wrong with you? Is that
What?
Yeah,
What?
exactly.
I'm a
Exactly.
little extra.
So something that I've noticed, especially this year as taxes are changing. So for example, they're going up in the standard deduction. So majority of people don't have to itemize anymore because they don't make enough. And the one thing that I've noticed that's screaming out to me is everybody was told to invest in 401ks. Which is basically you put the money in before you pay taxes, which is why you pay taxes when you pull it out or get your distributions.
right.
There are so many older people who are taking their money out of their 401k that they invested in, they have a good amount in, but they're drawing on Social Security. So over a certain amount, even their Social Security is taxed.
Yeah.
And they're not withholding tax from them there. And they're not having enough withheld when they take from the 401k. So then they always have to pay. But the ones who contributed to the Roth, even though they did not get the tax write-offs when they were younger, are getting all of this free money. And then their Social Security is not taxed because they're pulling out money that was invested after tax.
Right.
That's
Right.
insane. That really is crazy.
Yeah, seeing the 80, 90-year-olds that are like, why do I have to pay? Well, you had them take out 18% and you're in the 22% bracket. So ask for 25% and then you'll get a refund next year.
So what you're saying is once you get past a certain age, you just shouldn't pay taxes? That's what I'm getting out of that.
Sir, if that's what you want to get out of that and have the IRS come and seize your stuff, go ahead. I will advise if you are supposed to pay taxes, pay taxes.
That's right. I think that's a great topic for another day, though, about talking about the 401ks and IRAs and the RMDs, required minimum distribution.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a great topic for another day.
Yeah, I always tell the story about the woman that she didn't pay it for 8 years. She didn't take her RMDs and she just luckily fell through the cracks, you know, but they can really whack you if they don't. You guys got anything else today or are we good?
I think we're good.
No, I think we're good.
Want to
You
throw
don't want to keep getting
back
off
home?
topic.
I know.
See you later, Stefan Diggs. Sucker. Enjoy Houston. So once again, like we end all our shows, if you like working with people like you and you like what you see here, you can contact me, Donnie Lowe, or Sassy Sarah at www.ediagency.com. Now that we have the handy dandy links, that it's like boop, boop, boop. Is that all I got to do for you, Sarah? Boop, 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 boop.
Yes, and I'm number one. Number
Does it make
one.
that noise? Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, you are number one. Why are you number one?
Because I'm number one. Don't you change it either. You change it, we're gonna have some issues.
Oh, is it this finger? You're number one?
I don't care if you even do alphabetical. M goes before A. I'm just
E goes before your name, Sassy Sarah.
whatever.
So, and very soon, Donnie has been talking about getting his own website, and we will actually link it to EBI. So it's going to be very easy to get a hold of everybody. So for Sassy Sarah, Donnie Lowe, and your buddy Eddie Buffalo, want everybody to have a wonderful day, and please, everybody out there, stay safe. And what do you gotta say? Sarah, you gotta do your.
Oh, like and subscribe.
That's right.
I love it when you watch them and like they're pointing here or there or everywhere.
Yeah,
and it's not
it's
even close to where
No,
they're
it's called they edit. So that's what you need to learn how to do with your videos is edit.
Wait a second, you need to to have edit. Is that what you're saying?
Sure.
Once
Ed
again-
is the it. Does
Once
that make
again.
you feel good about yourself?
Once again, thank you very much for being with us, and catch y'all later. Tomorrow's show, Mike Casey will be delving into different types of annuities. So tune in, everybody. Everybody have a great day. Stay safe.